Well, I just made the other video on the price of the saltwater tank. When I went to YouTube to start uploading, I glanced to the side and I saw I hadn't updated my reef tank in almost a month. So much for weekly updates. Life gets in the way. So anyway, here's the update on it. As you can see, the water is just crystal clear. There's a little bit of bubbles in there. And that's because I was trying to do another video, and I'll add that onto the back end of this a little bit, or as we're going, I'll show it to you. Anyway, let's get to it. The sand bed. That's as wide as I can. No detritus anywhere. No diatoms. I use the word detritus because I'll show you why in a minute. Anyway, Zoa Garden is looking really good. Added a few new ones into here. Did feed the tank a few minutes ago, so some things are still closed up. But hey, it's an update. Duncan's doing great. So are the two Blastos. That Blasto's got 14 heads on it, last I counted. I'll go around here and got some clove polyps that I get those about a week ago. And they're doing really good. Can't see much right now because, like I said, I did feed. They'll open up in a little bit. Mr. Shrimp is sitting there. My elegance is all closed up. This is what happens when you feed before a video. My bad. But if you've seen the other videos, you see how big he gets. He takes up that whole rock. Would you guys stay out of the way of the camera? It keeps going out of focus. All right. We got up top, nice beautiful mushroom. That mushroom, as you can see, is only about 5 inches underwater. That's not the real kicker. There's a Recordia. There we go. Come on, there we go. There's another Recordia. That one's only about 3 inches. I think I'm going to get more mushrooms, put them at the bottom of the tank, let them get used to my tank, and then move them up to the top and do mushroom gardens, because they really look good. Going over to the right from that, that's the rock that fell off, and I put it over in my wife's tank, as I was telling you in the other video. And since I got free space now, well, put an octo spawn and a hammer up there. That hammer may get moved eventually, or the octo spawn someplace else, but for now, they look good. Below them is another one of my hammers, and another. And my frog spawn, when I got that one, it was 1 head. It's 5 heads now. And I do love my hammer. That thing is just, it's big, it's beautiful, it's photogenic. How can you not like those colors? Now, why the bubbles were in there and why no detritus? As soon as the diatoms left this tank, I went ahead and hooked up a scrubbing bubble system. You can look up how to do them online. They're all over YouTube. I'm not going to get into it. What I am going to get into is just saying, once I got past the diatoms and did that, the amount of detritus that came up the first time I turned it on was incredible. Those corals all were shedding, and you could see the detritus in there. Pieces of food, all kinds of crud. Since I started doing it for the last 2 months now, it's just been crystal clear. That tank is beautiful, looks good. I was going to turn it on and show everybody. So let's try it now. There we go. It is now on. And there's the bubbles. Now how am I doing it is real simple. Just an air pump. Put the air stone directly underneath my return pump. This comes on at 10 o'clock when the lights go off. It comes on at 8 o'clock in the morning. Or scratch that, comes on at 10, goes off at 8 o'clock, and just gives the tank a really good scrubbing. Before I did this, I was changing out my filter pads about once a week. Now, every other day, every second day if I'm lucky. But you can see how clean it does. It hits my Recordia and the other mushroom just dead on. I'll show it to you. Well, maybe not. But it just blasts them, and they like it. They're both growing exponentially. Of course, if you've never seen this happen, you may freak out at first when your coral starts shedding and you see that detritus. Don't freak out. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. This has been running for 2 months, 10 hours a night. What will it do to your tank itself? Well, it'll increase the pH. If you don't have a lid, it'll definitely increase the evaporation, so you better be watching that. My personal advice, don't do this if you don't have a lid. I'm just going to flat out tell you, if you don't have a lid, don't do it. Too many things could go wrong. Put a lid on your tank, you're fine. Keep an eye on it for a while. Make sure your corals respond. Some of them may not like it to begin with, but after time, they'll all start shedding it off. And it'll get to the point where, well, as you can see with these, they're really not doing anything. I think my frog spawn's gonna, there, he's actually starting to release some of his slime coat. The rest of them barely do it anymore. And when they do, it's detritus they're releasing. We all want detritus out of the tank. Here's the easiest way to do it. And of course, your sand bed benefits, everything does. So, my suggestion, it's up to you if you want to do it or not. I'm just going to say, from my experience, it works in all my tanks. I've got Venturis on every one of them for my fresh water, so that they do that. And I've got both salt water rigged up for doing this as well. It just makes sense. If you've ever been diving, especially near a reef where it's real shallow or the coast and waves are breaking over it, they're getting hit with tons and tons of bubbles all day long. They look pretty nice. Go to the Tortugas and dive around the old fort. And that gets hit with bubbles all the time, and boy, that's some just pristine water. So, again, my opinion, well worth it. Give it a try. See if it'll work. If not, it's no loss. But if it does, your tank's a lot cleaner. Have a great day.